Hi everyone, thank you for joining me today. This class is dedicated to pregnancy yoga, so we will do a sequence that is suitable for experienced practitioners. So some people who are women who have done yoga before becoming pregnant and they're confident in their bodies, they passed maybe the first trimester, definitely, and they feel full of energy and they're ready to take a little bit of their old practice on. So we will be practicing some sun salutations with modifications and some standing postures, finish with some floor work and finishing with a nice long relaxation. So you should have near you a blanket or a cushion for your head and definitely a cushion to put in between your knees. We have Jutri here with us and she will be demonstrating the class with me, and she's just over her first trimester, so she will be happy to take all the adjustments that are needed. So we'll start with the sun salutations. So we'll step back, and before we start, place the hands onto together, thumbs into the chest, and the feet, find your feet hip-width apart. So it's important to have a nice stance so that there is space for the growing baby. And it's nice to connect with the strength in your thighs. So you want to bend the knees slightly. And as you bend the knees slightly, feel the connection with your feet on the floor. Beautiful. And you can also feel the arches of your feet. So as you sway the hips from side to side, find the weight into both feet. So you can even bring your weight a little more into one foot and then shift it over to the other one. Gently connecting with that ever-changing, soft, delicate balance that changes every day as the baby grows. And then coming to a stillness, just softening the knees, maybe coming to straighten the knees and just taking a few moments to center the breath. Keep the breath gently moving into the abdominal cavity, gently embracing the baby and letting the breath gently move out of the nostrils on the exhalation. And with your next exhale, allow your eyes to open, fully connected with the breath and with the embrace of the breath around your baby. On the inhale, bring your arms forward, bend the knees deeply and stretch your arms up. Lift your heart and your arms as much as they can. On the exhale, bend the knees, swing your arms forward and bring your arms as high as they can behind you. Inhaling, coming forward, take your time. And make sure that when you fold forward, there is plenty of space for your growing baby to move in between your thighs. Lovely. And with this high spirit start, we really call in all the energy, all the connection, all the positivity, invoking the earth and the sky to be with us today. Inhaling. On the next exhalation, both hands on the floor. Slightly forward from the feet, bring your knees down so you can bend the knees and come down with both knees together into an all-four position. So the knees can just step back, inhaling into the cat-cow position. So you may be familiar with this movement. The emphasis will be into opening the heart. So lovely. So try not to drop the lumbar spine too low. Beautiful. And on the exhale, round in the back. Finding your next inhalation and bring your sitting bones towards the back, and on the next inhalation, step your right foot forward. Right arm onto the right thigh. If your left knee feels a little hard on the floor, you can take the blanket that you have prepared for your relaxation and put it underneath, or you can even double up your mat, just double up your mat like that. On the inhale, just bring your hips gently forward and start to make big, huge, giant circle with your arm, bringing the arm forward and backward. And to improve your balance and to stay connected with the balance, you can even follow the fingers with your gaze, which adds a little bit of challenge. Very nice. So the balance changes every day, and we just stay connected with our changing body. Reach up with your fingers and reach back. At the end of the next exhalation, we can bring both hands on the floor and step right foot back. So alternating this sequence with cat and cow posture. Hugging the baby towards the spine on the exhalation. And letting the baby rock into our little hammock, the hammock of our belly. And this can be very relieving into late pregnancy when the weight of the baby is more pronounced, so it can really relieve the pressure onto the lumbar spine. Very nice. After the next movement, the right foot can step forward, both fingers on the floor. Now, invite your hips forward as much as they can without forcing. Remember, your ligaments become softer, so you don't want to go to the extreme or your stretches anytime. And making circles with your hips. So bring your hips back and making a huge big circle. Lovely. Change the direction of your circle. And allow your right foot to come back. Walk your hands as wide as your shoulders and a little bit more forward than your shoulders. Move your sitting bones towards the heels. Tuck your toes under and pick up your knees into the dog facing down position. And take a few breaths here. Remember that pregnancy is not a time to really challenge yourself or your body. Down dog is a suitable position, only kept for a few breaths because it's an inverted posture. So we can bring the knees down onto the floor and bring the next inhalation into the cat-cow position, making sure that we open in the chest and relieving any tension in the lumbar spine. And make sure that you're comfortable on the left knee, because with the next inhalation, the right foot will now come back. So you can walk your hands a little closer to your left knee. Now the right foot is completely on the floor, and the left palm is on the floor as well. Beautiful. Now on the next inhalation, you can reach your right arm up towards the sky, making sure that we have the balance to hold this position. Very nice. You can relax the shoulder blades down, bringing the right arm forward, making a big circle like we did before. So bring the arm forward and follow maybe the circle with your right hand, circle with your eyes, circle of your right hand with your eyes. And one more on this side. And just gently both hands on the floor. Making sure that the wrists are still okay. You could always bend your elbows and just rest your forearms on the floor. We can, in fact, we can demonstrate that. Jutri can demonstrate that. And we can still arch gently, slightly, the chest forward and back. Good. Rounding. Inhale and exhale. Very nice. And with the next exhalation, bringing the hands on the floor, walking the hands back, tuck your toes under, coming forward with your hands close to your knees and pick up your knees both at the same time. You can have your hands on the thighs at the same time and come up into standing. Inhale, stretch the arms up, lengthen both sides of the body, exhale. And resting the hands together. One more breath. And allow the arms to rest at the side of the body. Make sure the feet are hip-width apart. We're at the bottom of the mat, so on the inhalation, stretch your arms up, and on the exhalation, bring your hands down into the floor, right, slightly forward from you, and then bring your both knees on the floor, both hands into the cat-cow position again. We only do 2 repetitions on this side. So inhale and allow the lumbar spine to round towards the back, cradling the baby. Inhale, stepping the left foot forward this time. Left arm into the left thigh and circle. Bring the arm backward and forward. And for the next 2 repetitions, see if you can bend the elbow and lift the right elbow up. Beautiful, that's it. So we just make big, huge circle involving the side ribs a little more. So sometimes bending the elbow, it's more effective in stretching the side ribs. And that's what we want, especially later on during pregnancy, when the baby takes a lot of the space in our abdominal cavity. Now bring your hand down. Oh, it's nice. Both hands on the floor. Step the left foot back. Bring the sitting bones towards the heels. Have the space in between the knees for your baby. On the exhale, on the inhale, bring your chest forward, bend the elbows. Lovely. And exhale, this time take your downward facing dog as you bring your sitting bones towards the heels. Gently allow the hips to rise. Make it a nice swinging dog facing now, so you can move your hips from side to side. Very good. Bend your knees gently. Just feel the side stretch. Beautiful. And then gently coming back down on your knees. Inhale, open the chest, and exhale, round. Inhale now, the right knee will rest on the floor, the left foot step back into the side plank variation. The right hand can come a little closer, very good. So you can have the right hand under your shoulder, as comfortable as it is. First of all, find your balance. You can use your left hand on your belly just to find yourself into the position where you can hold there, gently stretching the left arm up and just big circle. So the left arm comes forward and then bring it back. Beautiful. Filling all the space into the side ribs. Very nice. And we do one last repetition. And resting both hands on the floor. Both knees on the floor. Roll shoulder blades back. Inhale. Lift your heart. And exhale, round. Inhale, roll shoulder blades back. With the next exhalation, find your toes. Bring your sitting bones back. Very nice. Walk your hands towards your knees. Pick up your knees, both at the same time. And both hands on the thighs to come up into standing. And relax the shoulder blades down. Bring your hands on the hips. You can take a step forward, so we're in the middle of the mat. With the hands on your hips, feet hip-width apart, swinging and moving the hips sideways. So as you bend the knees, you bring one hip up, very nice, at the time. So we're really creating once more a nice cradling for the baby. And at the same time, we're creating strength and awareness into the lower portion of the body, which is what we need for giving birth and being fit and healthy throughout the pregnancy. Also, on the inhalation, as you swing your hips, you create space into the side ribs. Beautiful. So the side ribs really open up, and we really create the side muscles, the the ones that connect with the ribs need to be quite strong to support the weight of the baby. Very good. And then coming to the center, gradually straighten up the knees. Inhaling, bending the knees, and we're going to make forward scoops. So bringing the pubic bone forward, bend the knees, inhale, and exhale. So it's like we're making a circle with the pubic bone. Very good. Back and forward, inhale, and exhale back. So imagine your pubic bone was making a circle on the spot, if you like. And these are called scoops. So we can do them safely throughout the pregnancy, using the thighs strongly, really bringing a lot of strength in the thighs, keeping the feet connected, the arches of the feet lifted, and coming to the center. And relax your arms. Close the eyes for a moment and see how you feel in your feet. The foundation of the posture. So we've been moving quite a bit, connecting with the body. Rest your hands onto your abdomen, feel your baby as you move, and gently swing the weight from one foot to the other. Then open the eyes, the hands on the hips. Bring your weight into the left foot, come into the toes of your right foot. And have a look at your foot. We're going to work a little bit on the arch of the foot. So with all the 5 toes on the floor, bring your toes under and very good. Squeeze the sole of your foot. And then on the inhale, the ball of the foot on the floor. So we can really stretch the toes. Very nice. So do this on the exhale. Gently squeeze the sole of your foot and bring the ball down. Exhale and inhale. Sometimes funny faces come. There is a little bit of strange sensations coming. They're very sensitive, the feet. They're full of terminals for acupuncture and things like that, nervous terminals. So it's quite a good place to stimulate. Change inside. So right heel down, connect with your right foot. Feel your right foot as you spread the toes. Now the left foot. Toes on the floor and gently, good, exhaling. Some clicking is good. And inhaling. Ball of the foot on the floor, exhaling round. And a few more, including the little toe. It's always good, maybe, if you don't have a thick yoga mat, it's always good to have a blanket handy or do it on a carpet. And then come into the center. And allowing once more the weight to shift from foot to foot. So gently moving from foot to foot. Step your feet, keep your feet on the floor, and move the weight from side to side. Now on the inhale, stretch your arms up, interlace the finger, push through the hands into the swaying palm position. So stretch your toes, lift your toes, move your weight to the left and then to the right. Yeah, whichever side. Inhale on the side ribs, exhale to the center, and inhale to the other side ribs, and exhale to the center. Inhale, lift up, gaze up, exhaling, arms down. Bring your, bend your knees into the balancing posture. So we're going to practice the Natarajasana, the Lord of the Dance posture. So with the left foot planted on the floor, be careful on lifting the right foot. So you should be able to keep a fair balance with the right knee out to the side. Now lift your arms, bend your elbows. So the palms are facing forward. Beautiful. The lower arms are parallel with the floor. On the inhale, bring your left fingers down and exhale. On the inhale, both fingers up and both feet down. On the inhale, lift your left leg up. Bring your right fingers pointing down towards the floor. And inhale, both feet down. So don't worry about if you can't really take the breath, but find your exhalation and lift your right foot, left fingers down. Inhale. So there is a little bit of coordination in this one as well. And exhaling, lifting the left foot, right fingers down. Inhale. And exhale, lift the right foot, left fingers down. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. Just 2 more. Very nice. And come into the center, stretch up, gaze up. So give the body and give the baby a nice cradling, palms together into the chest, and straighten up your knees. Into the tree posture, so both hands on the hips. Find your balance over the left foot. You can either have your foot onto the lower leg or into the inner thigh. Really take your time. If today the balance is not there, you can have your right heel into the inner ankle. When you're ready, you can gently swing your arms up. Gaze straight ahead and find your balance. Make the baby the center of your gravity. Inhale, arms out and right foot down. Other side, more or less straight away if you can, so the left foot now can rest into the lower leg. Palms together into the chest. Inhale, float the arms up. And slowly, hands down, hands into the hips, left foot down. And really feel your connection with the feet. So again, the weight comes between the feet, 1 foot at a time. This time you can lift your heel, come into the toes, each foot really good, stamping on the floor. Now on the next inhale, step your right foot forward. And step your left foot slightly back, so it's not a huge stance, so it's quite a closer stance. It depends on the belly really. The bigger the belly is, the more advanced you're in the pregnancy, the more the stance has to be. Now the back foot can step out to the side, so there is more connection with the hips. So the hips are both facing forward, and this is a basic warrior stance. And from here we can practice warrior 1, so stretch the arms up and bend your front knee. You can bend your front knee as deep as is enough for you to be able to straighten the knee whenever you need to. Just stay strongly with the back leg and just stay with the softness of the breath, the softness of the movement. Feel the connection with the front and the back of your body. On the inhale, straighten in the front knee and bring your left foot back, so the back foot goes a little more back and into the warrior 2. But as you see, the stance is not as big as maybe you used to practice. So the feet are slightly closer to each other. Relax the shoulders we're really keeping the space for the belly, for the baby. And on the exhale, straighten up the front knee, hands on the hips, step your left foot forward. Good. Inhaling, and then the right foot can step back out to the side. Bend your front knee, rise up. The back foot is strongly connected with the floor. Make sure both hips face forward. A lot of space for the belly. Keep the breath flowing, especially into the side ribs. And then straightening the front knee, both hands on the hips. The back foot now steps back towards the back of the rim and into the Virabhadrasana. 2. Again, make sure you really wrap the thighs around the bones, staying strong with your lower limbs. Keep the breath flowing. And then gently straightening the front knee, both hands on the floor. Step your back foot forward. Take your time. Beautiful. Inhale, relax the shoulder blades down. In fact, we can give the shoulders a little rotation. Good. And change the direction of the rotation. Inhaling, allow the arms to float up, bend your knees, reach up. Find your exhalation as you gently fold forward. Make sure there is enough space in between the feet as your fingers reach down into the floor. Now bring your palms on the floor and bring your both knees on the floor at the same time if possible. So you can step your feet back and come into the all four position. Again, rolling shoulder blades back and moving towards the heels. Have your knees as wide as they need to be to allow the belly to gently rest on the floor, maybe, or not. It depends on the stage of your pregnancy. If your head is too far away from the floor, you can make two fists and just rest your forehead onto the two fists. Otherwise, rest your forehead on the floor. And allow your hands to gently come into the floor, coming forward into an all four position whenever you're ready. Lovely. Bring your knees slightly closer so they are hip width apart. Into the very modification for the plank. Allow your heart to stay open, stretch your right foot back. And use this opportunity to press the ball of your right foot strongly on the floor. And use the right thigh strongly so you can wrap the right thigh around the femur bone. Keeping the heart open without dropping the lumbar spine. So you want to send the tailbone towards the back of the room. And the crown of the head to the opposite direction. If you have the balance, and we practice a lot of balancing today, you can lift your right leg off the floor. Keep your right thigh parallel with the floor. Good. And really be careful with this one. Watch that you have enough balance in order to lift your left arm. So the opposite arm lifts forward. Good. And very slowly, both hands and both knees on the floor. Keep your knees together this time, squeeze your knees, and just move your hips from side to side. I mean, have your legs as close as they comfortably can, because sometimes, it's a little too much, maybe squeezing the knees together so you can keep them slightly apart. That's great. And then come into the center. Take a nice deep breath, making sure that your belly doesn't drop forward. The baby is nicely resting into the hammock of your belly. As you stretch your left heel back, find the front of the body supported, very nice, by all the strength that runs from the crown of the head to the left heel. So the baby is supported. Happily resting into the hammock of your belly, lifting the left leg strongly, wrapping the thigh muscle around the bone, and stretching the right arm forward now. And gently float your right hand down, left knee down. Allow your movement to become soothing again by swinging your hips from side to side, rocking the baby. And it's time now to come into a relaxation position. So before you come in the relaxation, again, bring your knees apart and rest towards your heels. Bring the sitting bones towards the heels, that's it. And then, after a couple of breaths, After we've given the spine again the lengthening and stretch that it needs before we rest down. And if you have a partner nearby, it's always nice to have somebody gently resting their hand onto your sacrum and maybe onto the center of your back. If you have somebody at home handy that can do that for you. Otherwise, just take a few breaths here. And then take your time to come up. And you're in an all four position. And to come into line onto your left side, you gently bring your left hand forward, bend your left elbow, and shift your hips onto the left side. And you should have already your blanket and your pillows ready. So when you lie down on the floor, you can grab them and rest your head. I'm going to take a blanket for Yutri, a blanket and a cushion to make her comfortable. So the head will be on a blanket, and we have Yutri here with a bolster under your top, under her top knee. But you can have the bolster or the cushion in between your knees as well. So it is really up to you. And the relaxation will be between 5 and 10 minutes relaxation. So really make sure that you also have a blanket handy that you can put over your body if you feel that it's a little cool. Is it warm enough for you, Yutri? Yeah? All right. So just take the time to connect with these few minutes that are really soothing and really important for you to enjoy. Lying on the left side of the body is the best way of resting because it encouraged a correct circulation between you and your baby. As your eyes gently soften, you can let the whole body relax, starting with your right foot, right toes, and the sole of the right foot relaxes. The heel, the top of your right foot, the right ankle, lower leg, the knee and the thigh, the hip, right buttock, right side of your waist, right side of your chest, right shoulder, right arm, right elbow and lower arm. Relax your right wrist and right hand and your right fingers. And you can relax the left foot, the toes of the left foot, the sole, the heel, the top of the left foot, left ankle and lower leg, left knee, left thigh, left hip and groin, left side of your belly, left side of your rib cage, left side of your chest. Relax your neck and throat. Relax your jaw. And as you relax your jaw, you relax the whole side, the whole left side of your body, including the left arm, the whole body. Right and left side of your whole body. And as you relax your face, Relax your nose and your cheek, forehead, eyes, eyebrows. Relax the whole head. And let the soothing support of the earth be your main connection with the external world, so you really feel how your body gently sinks on the floor. Sending your loving breath to your baby on the inhalation. Feeling that every breath is a rocking, gentle movement, as if you wanted to bring your baby to sleep. You can use the breath to let the baby relax. Let the awareness gently come back to your physical body. And bring the awareness onto any sensations that you feel. The temperature of the body, the skin, the air on your skin, or the feeling of your body on the floor. And take all the time you need to start to stretch your hands, so you can start to move your hands and maybe move your feet. And take all the time you need to have your top hand on the floor. So the right hand can be gently stretching forward. And you can use it to gently allow your body to come up and take a comfortable seated position. Maybe you can sit on the bolster or on the floor, or you can kneel onto a blanket.
And we finish just with the palms together, resting the shoulder blades down, keeping the eyes gently closed and greeting in a greeting gesture, allowing the chin to drop in down. Thank you. Thank you, Judri. And thank you for joining us. I suggest you practice this quite as often as you can. It's definitely a good idea. Do a shorter, even if you're used to practicing quite long classes, maybe practice quite often but less is much better than practicing a lot every now and again. So I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you got some nice ideas and tips to use in your own practice. Thank you again.